Continuing with our exploration of the interface, I would like to mention that one of these tabs is not like the others. One of these tabs is not the same. Come on, everybody. Oh, maybe we're not all Sesame Street fans. The tab that I'm talking about right now is the File tab. So right now, every one of these tabs produces a new ribbon, but if I go over here and click the File tab, welcome to this totally different view here called the Backstage view. So you'll see they've got a nice list here of recently used files. Now, the first time you open your Microsoft Word, you probably won't have any files over here. I also have my personal OneDrive, that's online storage. I have other web locations. I have this PC. When I click on this PC, then I will see recently used folders as well as recently used documents. And if the thing that I want isn't in any of these folders, isn't any of these documents, I can simply browse for the file that I want to open. And then I can navigate through my hard drive. I can navigate through shared drives in my corporate network, and so forth. So this is how you can open a file that exists already. For the moment, I'm going to click Cancel. Now, Microsoft says this Backstage view is where you do things to your files rather than in them. And many of those things I see listed over at the left-hand side. For example, I can open a file. If I click on New, oh look, there's those templates we were seeing when we started this program. If I click on the Info button on the left-hand side, I can see some information about protecting the document, inspecting it, some properties. Some of these are automatically set up. Some of them are things that I can fill in. Over here at the left side, I can open a file, I can save a file. I can take a file that's already got a name and save it as a different name. I can click on Print here, and I'll actually see a print preview of my document. Boy, that's pretty exciting so far. I don't have anything in it yet. And you'll see a whole bunch of settings that I can choose on the left-hand side for doing my printout. I'm not quite ready to do that yet. You'll see that I can share this document with others. There's another big trend of the future, collaboration with other people on a document. Maybe you have to run it by the legal department. Maybe you have a couple of people in your department who are experts in various parts of what this document is about. So you could save it to the cloud somehow, either through OneDrive, or if your company uses SharePoint, then you would be able to share this with people, and you could control who could do what in it, and then you could have multiple people working on it at the same time. Also in my Backstage view, I see choices about exporting to other file types. Maybe I want to change it to an older version of Microsoft Word because I'm dealing with somebody, one of my customers, who still only has the 2003 version of Microsoft Word. Quite frankly, that doesn't happen very often anymore because it's 10-year-old software, but every once in a while. Here's a place I can close my document. There are some other options in here that we'll talk about how you can decide where things are going to get saved and how they're going to look and so forth. Now, to step out of the Backstage view, all you have to do is go up here and click on the Back button, and now you're back into the normal view where you've got the Command tabs and the Quick Access toolbar. Now, as I look down towards the bottom of the screen, I have this bar down at the bottom. This is called the Status bar. And I can see what page I'm working on. I can see how many words are in there. Again, not too exciting just yet. You might be able to see a section number. Down here at the bottom of my screen is another important part of my Word interface. This is called the status bar. On the left-hand side, I can see what page I'm working on. I can see how many words are in my document. Gee, that's not too exciting so far. Over on the right-hand side, I see several different views that are available. And at the far right, I see ways to zoom in and zoom out on this document. Now, I've got a minus sign on this end. Every time I click on that, it zooms me out so I can see more of the document. Once I have text on there, it will be harder to read the text as I zoom in and zoom out. Over here on the right-hand side, I click on the plus sign. I can zoom in. You can even see percentages over here as to how much I am zoomed in. And you might notice this slider goes back and forth as I click the plus and minus signs. I can actually grab that slider and drag it left and right. Now we can pass out the Dramamine to anybody who's got any motion sickness going on there. But I got to tell you, if I have a mouse with a scroll wheel on it, I hardly ever go down here to zoom in and out on my document. Right now I'm sitting at a computer that has a scroll wheel on its mouse, And as I roll that scroll wheel, it lets me scroll up and down the document. Here's the bottom of the page. Now I'm going the other direction. Here's the top of the page. But if I hold the Control key while I'm rolling the scroll wheel, it quickly zooms me in and out. And this is not just a Word thing. This happens all across the Office suite and in a lot of different programs. Maybe even several of the programs on the Adobe side. And by using Control and the scroll wheel, I don't have to get down to some little 1/8 of an inch thing down here in the bottom right corner to be able to zoom in and out.